Hello everybody and welcome back to the Everton FC 26 career mode. It feels like a minute since I've said that, but it feels really good to be back here recording once again. Thank you all so much for your kind messages over the past few weeks or so. I did do a video last week explaining why there was a bit of a gap between the most recent video and now. So yeah, listen, to everybody who reached out, thank you all so much. It really does mean a lot, and I missed you all dearly. It's really good to be back here recording again, because of course in this series it is our goal to turn Merseyside blue, bring Everton back on top of English football, as well as putting them on top of European football also. Season 1 was massively successful. We managed to get Everton back into the Champions League, the first time they'd finished in the top 4 since the 04-05 season, and let's hope this European campaign goes a little bit better than that one. And I tell you what, lads, we're going to have a good Champions League campaign, because the board have a very ambitious objective for us to achieve. In terms of the Premier League, I think that is very achievable, finishing in a Europa League spot. I don't think we'll have too much of an issue with that, especially considering we did finish in the top 4 in Season 1. They want us to reach the quarter-final of the FA Cup. Of course, my goal in Season 1 was to end Everton's trophy drought and win the FA Cup in that campaign. Arsenal had other ideas about that, but hopefully this season we can right that wrong and get Everton's hands back on some silverware. But when it comes to the Champions League, they want us to get to the semi-final. Keep in mind, this is Everton's first time being in the group stage / league phase of the competition, and they want me to get to the bloody semi-final. That, I think, is a little bit of a joke. I mean, if they said semi-final of the FA Cup, I could understand that. Quarter-final of the Champions League, I could somewhat get. The final 4, though? Listen, stranger things have happened on this channel. Never a dull moment. We say it time and time again. But I do think that is quite... That's quite a brave objective for the board to give us. But look, we're going to give it a mighty go, and I do believe that if we can play our cards right, then who knows, anything is possible. Now, I was in the middle of recording all the transfers and selling players for this second season very recently. Of course, there were some personal circumstances that came up, which meant that recording, I just felt like there was too big of a gap between that recording and now for me to include it all. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to give you a summary of the signings that we have made, and also show you one of the positions that we still need to strengthen in, and show you some of the players that we are targeting for that position. So I'll start with the players that we ended up getting rid of, and to be honest, lads, there was a few players who left too. I wasn't exactly keen on selling, but with the circumstances that came up, we either had no other choice or we were given a good enough offer that I thought, you know what, let's accept that and bring in somebody better. And the first of those players was Mykolenko. He has made the move over to Old Trafford, joining Manchester United. I believe it was around his market value. I hate how it doesn't actually tell you here in this part of the menu how much you sold the player for, but I believe it was around that market value of 14.5 million. Listen, he was fine in that first season. If I had to keep him for another year, then I would have, but with the money we got for him and with some of the replacements I had lined up, I was actually happy to let him go. So thank you for your service, Mykolenko, and best of luck at Old Trafford. Iliman is no longer our man, he is now a Spurs man. We did get 39.5 million for the Senegalese winger. Again, kind of similar to Mykolenko. If I did keep him, I wouldn't have been disappointed, but when I saw that offer from Tottenham, I just thought it was too tempting to turn down, and the replacement we got for him is somebody who I'm very happy with. He's a player who I haven't actually used an awful lot in career mode, so I'm really excited to give him a go, and I'll talk a bit more about him in a minute. But in terms of Iliman Ndiaye, best of luck at Tottenham, and thank you for your service, of course, here at, I was going to say Goodison Park, but I suppose in this series, the Hill Dickinson Stadium. And the next man that we have to say goodbye to is also a wide player, and that is Dwight McNeil. This one I was a little bit disappointed with, because I actually quite enjoyed using him towards the end of Season 1. But he had put in a transfer request, he wasn't accepting a new contract, he wouldn't even have the contract negotiations, so we decided to cash in on him. We got £20 million from Sporting, who for some reason have only signed him on a 1-year deal. He's already got his contract expiring in 10 months there. Again, I would have liked to have kept him, but we have brought in a decent replacement, so I'm not overly disappointed in the grand scheme of things. Another player who handed in a transfer request was this man right here, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, who, you know what, I was kind of on the fence about anyway, so when I got this offer from Nottingham Forest, I was quite happy to accept it. I would say best of luck under Ange Postecoglou, but at the time of recording, we are only a few hours removed from Ange Postecoglou's unbelievable sacking at Nottingham Forest. And not unbelievable in the sense that, you know, it was shocking. I just think how it was handled was absolutely just completely bizarre. But yeah, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall has moved over to the City Ground. Thank you once again for your service, and best of luck, of course, with the former two-time European champions. And last, but I was going to say certainly not least, but I mean he kind of is considering he's the lowest rated player that we sold. Nathan Patterson has decided to move over to La Liga team Rayo Vallecano, which is really annoying because once again he was another player who handed in a transfer request, and I actually would have liked to have kept him as a backup right back, but once again the decision was taken out of my hands, and once again they've only signed him on a 1-year deal. That's kind of weird, but anyways, whatever. Those are all the players that we sold. The other player that also left was, of course, Tarkowski, but we did sell him towards the back end of last season, so he's not coming up on the menu here. But with all that said, now let me show you, easy for me to say, the players that we have brought into the team here in Season 2. So when it came to the players that we sold, I kind of went from the biggest transfers to the least biggest transfers. So for the players that we signed, let's do it in the opposite order. So in terms of a new backup right back, again, I didn't necessarily want to sell Patterson, but it was out of our control. So we decided to bring in somebody who is a fairly similar rating, slightly older, but I still think a decent backup option. Max Aarons has been signed for Bournemouth for £3 million. He's got decent stats. Again, I didn't really feel like I needed to break the bank on another right back, just somebody who was relatively similar to Patterson in terms of age and overall, and for me, Max Aarons fit the bill perfectly. After the departure of Tarkowski, it was important for us to go in for another backup centre-back, a right-footed centre-back to be exact. And this is a man who I've always wanted to sign in career mode. The amount of times I see rebuild career mode YouTubers sign this guy it's very, very high, and I've always wanted to give him a go. Ethan Ampadu, the Welsh centre-back, has joined Everton. I mean, he's not even kicked a ball yet, and he's already showing interest from other teams like AZ Alkmaar. But he is now a Toffee, very excited to use him, and not only can he play centre-back, he can also play CDM, which could come in handy for us this season because, let's just say the depth in that position, I didn't strengthen it as much as maybe I thought I was going to when I was coming into this transfer window. It's the return of a channel legend. I did leave this down to a vote about whether we kept up the tradition from FC25 of carrying one player over from the previous save into the next one, and you all gave a unanimous yes vote to bringing in Esteban Lepal. In our Montreal series, this man was absolutely sensational. We've brought him in to be a backup here in this career mode, but I don't care. He's going to get plenty of game time, and I'm very excited to have him in the squad. Welcome back to the channel, Esteban Lepal, aka Esteban Legote. After selling Mykolenko to Manchester United, I kind of wanted to stay with the more experienced player in the left back position, and for me the perfect player to go for was Anthony Robinson. 29 years old. He had actually left Fulham in this save to go to Sporting, but we have now brought him back to the Premier League, and I'm quite excited to use him. We did actually have him shortlisted in the Manchester United career mode last year, but we decided to go for Kirkes instead in that save, and then that bloody Egypt decided to go to Liverpool. Well, I would absolutely love, right? Bournemouth have had a fantastic start to the season, and I know this will never happen, but I'd bloody love if Bournemouth won the league, just to bloody piss off Kirkes for leaving them to go to Liverpool. But anyways, Anthony Robinson has joined Everton here, and I'm very, very excited to see what he's all about. We sold Mykolenko to Manchester United, and now we've signed KOBBIE Mainoo from Manchester United. The young midfielder has joined us here at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. He was only a backup player in our United series, and I really, really wanted to sign KOBBIE Mainoo in a series where he could be the main man in his position. And for me, this Everton career mode made the most sense. You know, Manchester United didn't qualify for European football in Season 1. KOBBIE Mainoo in real life has had his his ups and downs at Old Trafford in recent times, so I thought it was the perfect chance to give him a new opportunity and bring him into a Champions League team where he will be one of the big stars. So I'm very, very excited about this. Welcome to the blue half of Merseyside, KOBBIE Mainoo. Esteban Laporte is not the only Frenchman we've signed in this transfer window. Magnus Akliouche has been signed from Monaco for £43.2 million. We've brought in the left-footed right midfielder, 82 rated. For me, he's the perfect player to come in and replace Dwight McNeil and Iliman Ndiaye over on that right-hand side. Very excited to use him. This is becoming as much of a catchphrase as never a dull moment at this stage. I've never used this man in a career mode. I've really liked the look of him in real life in the glimpses I've seen of him in the Champions League, and I'm very much looking forward to using him as well in this series. And now I can officially say, last but certainly not least, our biggest signing of the transfer window, both in terms of overall and transfer fee, Yeremy Pino has been signed from Crystal Palace for £47 million. He's currently down as a right midfielder, but we are converting the Spaniard over to left midfield. Very excited to use him. Here we go again. Never used him in a series before, but I do think he can be a superstar here in this career mode. Welcome to the Hill Dickinson Stadium, Yeremy Pino. And that means that this is how our squad is looking right on the eve of our first game here in Season 2. And lads, I am very, very happy with how the team is looking. Jordan Pickford, England's number one, our captain, still between the sticks this season. For me, he was player of the season in the first campaign. He was absolutely sensational, and I have absolutely no desire to get a new starting keeper anytime soon. The defence is looking very strong. El Ouadi, who is the lowest rated player in the defence, is only a few weeks away from becoming 80 rated. So once he hits that rating, it will be an all 80 plus rated backline. Jake O'Brien, I still believe, will be the captain of this squad one day. Jared Brantwaite has committed his long-term future to Everton in this save. And Anthony Robinson, the experience and quality of him at left back, I definitely think will be a massive factor for us this season. Now, when it comes to the CDM position, some of you may remember that originally Eric Bunham was actually going to be the backup this season, and the plan was to bring in a slightly higher rated player for that position to rotate around with the former Aston Villa man. But you know what? I felt like there were other positions that were more of a priority in terms of getting an upgrade for the starting position, starting players I should say, in those positions. So I've decided I'm actually going to keep Eric Bunham as the main CDM of this team in Season 2, and that does mean that young Armstrong, 19 years old, is going to be the backup option. Now, that is a bit of a big gap, 78 rated to 70 rated, but he is an exciting prospect, and you know what? I kind of fancied changing it up for one of the positions. Let's go with the prospect as a backup and let's see how much he grows, at least until January. And if I feel like then we need a bit of a better backup, then we'll loan out Armstrong, go in for someone who's a bit higher rated to rotate around with Eric Bunham. But for now, these are the two options that I'm going to go with. Let's see how we get on with it at least. Playing just ahead of Eric Bunham then on the pitch, of course, is KOBBIE Mainoo, who's basically going to be playing as an attacking midfielder. I think he's going to chip in with quite a few goals and assists this season, and I'm very excited to see how much he goes up in overall. Akliouche then out on the right, Pino out on the left, two very, very good options there out wide. The deadly duo of Kai Rooney and Tierno Barry up front, they were fantastic in the first campaign, and hopefully they can pick up from where they left off. Thankfully, Kai Rooney did accept a new contract, so once again he has committed his future to his dad's boyhood team. And we have decent backups in each position as well. De Wolf's still the backup there for Jordan Pickford, Aaron's of course for El Ouadi, Says for Anthony Robinson, we've got Jesus for Brantwaite, we've got Impadu for O'Brien. Ethan Impadu, as well as I mentioned earlier, can also play in CDM. I think he gets still a +2 there, if memory is not mistaking me. Yes, he does. So he's quite a versatile player. Alcaraz, in fairness, can play where Mainoo plays. He can play out wide. He can play up front. We've got very, very strong backups for each position. Except for one position. and that is left midfield. We actually don't have a solid backup choice for Yeremy Pino, so that is still a position that we do need to address. Again, Alcaraz is there on the bench, but I'd still rather play him either in Mainoo's position or up front if I am bringing him on. So I will show you some of the players that we have shortlisted to be the backup for Yeremy Pino out on that left-hand side. So I actually did attempt to go in for Jack Grealish, who of course was on loan at Everton in Season 1. And to be honest, lads, he didn't quite carry over his real life form into that career mode. He's 30 years old now, 80 rated, so still quite a decent player. But I don't really know if I fancy spending 20 million on a player who has more of a downside than he has an upside. So to be honest, lads, Jack Grealish is somebody who I'm actually going to remove from the shortlist. I really hate how it brings you down to a random position after doing that. Jaden Philogene is another player I should say, who I've never really used in career mode. Take a shot every time I say that. I actually accidentally went in for him. That's why there's an X next to his name. We are currently scouting him at the moment, so he is definitely somebody I would like to bring in as a backup. We have a few different options here as well from a few different teams. There's also a couple of right midfielders who we've shortlisted as well, who we can easily convert over to that left-hand side. So it'll be very interesting to see what some of these players' ratings are, and we'll take it from there then in terms of who we'll bring in. But I did want to give you just a bit of a glimpse of the players who we have shortlisted to be a backup for Yeremy Pino on that left-hand side. But listen, we'll focus more on that when we get the scout reports back about those players. But for now, let's focus on the first game here of Season 2, travelling to the King Power Stadium to take on former Premier League champions and newly promoted Leicester City. Let's hope we can start out the campaign with a big 3 points. A brand new campaign, let's hope it's a successful one. Leicester City do get an early corner. First bit of defending we have to do this season. Mainoo there, who we've signed as more of an attacking player, tracking back, which is nice to see. Here's Yeremy Pino now. Let's see what he's all about. Good run down this left-hand side here. Got options, but probably waited a bit too long to cross that ball in. That's my fault, not his. Here's Akliouche. What can he do here on his debut? Eric Bunham, who scored a beauty, of course, in the Merseyside derby last season. Hopefully he can score a few more screamers this time round. Mainoo gives away the ball. Here's Pino now again. Over to Jared Branthwaite. I think we've got quite a well-rounded team. And some of the players who may be slightly lower rated, the likes of Eric Bunham and Eluadi, they're not overly far behind the higher rated players. So I do think we are creating quite a well-balanced team at the moment. And let's hope that their quality can shine through here. Up against Leicester. Pino now seeing a lot of the ball in this first half. Plays in KOBBIE Mainoo. Why not have a goal, lad? KOBBIE Mainoo! Oh my goodness me, I thought that had gone in. What a way that would have been to mark his Everton debut. So unlucky from the former Manchester United man. It's Koulibaly now for Leicester down this right-hand side. They haven't had a lot of chances in this first half, Leicester. In fact, they've actually had none. But we've seen it time and time again in career mode. They only need one chance, the opposition, a lot of the time. But thankfully, Eric Bunham is there to clean that up. Can we go on a break now? Here's KOBBIE Mainoo. Nope, unfortunately, he gives the ball away as well. Oh, but here come Leicester now. Can they get their first big opportunity of the game? Yes, they can. And Jordan Pickford, thankfully, is there to save it. Picking up from where he left off last season. Here's Kai Rooney now. Hasn't really had a lot to do here in this first half, but he's played it into Barry. Rooney is making that run. So is KOBBIE Mainoo. Rooney is offside. Oh, so unlucky. We've given him a bit of a glow up in terms of his appearance. New boots, a new number as well. And he very nearly scored the first goal here of Season 2. But unfortunately, he didn't time the run and he was just offside. That's really, really frustrating. I just realised there as well, that Duffy player playing left back for Leicester, he's on loan from us. I completely forgot about that. I really wish they'd implement the rule that loan players can't play against their parent club in the Premier League. That's really, really annoying. 3 minutes now before half time. Here's Yeremy Pino, who's had quite an impressive debut so far, and he has an assist on his debut, and Kai Rooney does have a goal here on match day 1, only a few minutes after having one disallowed. He opens up our campaign here after a brilliant run from our new left midfielder. Lovely, lovely goal. The travelling Everton fans, I should say, celebrating there. That is a fantastic run there, brilliant ball in, and Rooney was never, ever going to miss from that position. 1-0 to the Toffees. And that is half-time. Kai Rooney's goal was enough to give us the lead here in the first 45 minutes. Let's try and kill off the game now in the second half. Leicester, though, look like they're the first team who are going to get in the attack here in this second half. Here's Skip. Look to skip past the defence, but thankfully Branthwaite was there to intercept. Oh, Rooney with the great ball there into Barry. Oh, and Barry's offside. So unlucky. Is Branthwaite now going on a surging run? Can Barry stay onside this time? Yes, he can. Rooney's there, tried to play him in. Oh, never mind. Barry was actually offside again. Bloody hell, lad. Time your run. Bloody hell. Oh, lads, I'm an idiot. I'm a bloody idiot. I completely forgot to put Esteban Lapal on the bench here. I was about to take off Barry here with 20 minutes to go to give Esteban Lapal his Premier League and Everton debut, but I've completely forgotten to put him on the bloody bench. Oh well, Coladio is going to come on for the Frenchman instead. Oh, it's a great ball by Rooney. Into Magnus here. Oh, the keeper spilt it. Oh, and I thought that Coladio was going to be there to tap it in. Oh, but Leicester end up dealing with it. Oh, we just can't get this second goal. Ayew into Daka. That's a good ball. But thankfully, Jared Branthwaite's there and he's giving it right back to him. What's he done? Oh, Jordan Pickford with a big save. But bloody hell, suicidal defending there at the back. That is not what we want to see. But thankfully, our keeper still in top form. Going to make a few more changes here. Mainu is a little bit tired, so Alcaraz can come on. Dibling's going to come on as well there on that right-hand side. And let's bring on Armstrong, the young 19-year-old, and see what he's all about. The first thing they're going to have to do is defend this corner, which thankfully we deal with. Here's Alcaraz. Coladio's there on his own. Please tell me he's timed his run. Yes, he has. Tierno Barry, please take notes. Coladio comes off the bench. It may not be Esteban Lapal, but still, it's another very solid option off the bench who's doubled our advantage here and surely has sealed 3 points for us here on match day 1 of season 2. I have to say it's been quite a comfortable performance for us here. Leicester have had 1 or 2 moments, but I do think that we are very much in control of this game, and it's making me very, very excited about what this second season might have in store for us. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind a third goal here. Here's Anthony Robinson, who we've moved up to left midfield. Joaquin Says came on for Pino, and he has gone over to left back. Nice to have some versatile players in the team. And as I say, it would be nice to get this third goal. Coladio, he's done really well to keep on side there, and it is 3-0. It's Alcaraz. Bloody hell, the substitutes coming off the bench to finish off this game. 3-0 to Everton, and a massive, massive 3 points for us here on match day 1 of the Premier League. And that is that for this game. 3 goals, 3 points, a real warning sent to the rest of the Premier League. I'm very, very happy with that performance and, of course, with the scoreline as well. Oh, would you look at this? This has got me a little bit emotional. Not the fact that Tom King, our third choice goalkeeper, wants to leave the club, but the fact that Club de Foot Montreal, the third FC25 career mode team that we used, have come in with an offer, 270,000. And you know what? I'm happy to accept that for a team that we had such a great time with here on the channel. Another offer we've gotten here is from Ipswich Town for Adam Asnow, and to be honest lads, I am actually willing to accept this. We've got 2 very good options at left back now in Robinson and Joaquin Says. Shane Duffy is out on loan as well at Leicester, 72 rated at just 17 years old. He has a very, very high ceiling. And Asnow, don't get me wrong, he's decent, but I don't really think I have much need for him here, and I could do with bringing in a bit of extra money. So I'm going to accept this offer from Ipswich Town for the Moroccan left back. But now it's time for the first home game of the season as we welcome Fulham to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. After a very, very impressive first game on the road, let's hope we can get our first home 3 points of the season here as well. Here's Eric Bunham now, who hopefully will take full advantage of the opportunity he's been given this season. He was really impressive in season 1, and I'd really like for him to carry that form over here to the second season. Yeremy Pino now with a good ball in towards Magnus. Good save on Rooney. I thought it was going to be there for the follow-up, but Fulham deal with it. What a big chance that was to take the lead here in the first half. Could still be a chance here though. Eluwadi. Rooney. Oh, unlucky. Menu though. Oh, Eric Bunham just wide. Oh, good interception there by Yeremy Pino. Brilliant interception. Pino. Oh, what a save. Oh, denied the opportunity to score on his home debut. A really good save by the keeper. But we have had a fantastic start here to this first half. Pino will deliver the ball in. And it's in! Oh, it squeezes in. It's Tierno Barry. I don't know if he's going to get the goal. Yes, he is. It took a couple of deflections, but we won't care about that. Pino denied the opportunity to score on his home debut, but he whips in the corner. And Tierno Barry wins the header after being caught offside I don't know how many times in the opening game of this season. He makes up for it here by scoring the first home goal of the season. Get in there. And I have remembered to put Esteban Lapal on the bench this time, so you can bet your bottom dollar he will be coming off the bench at some point in this game. But Fulham looking to get a quick response here. Interesting ball there. It works out for them. Oh, and I tell you what, they probably should have finished that off. Emile Smith-Rowe with a big chance to equalise for Fulham there, but thankfully it goes wide. Smith-Rowe playing a bit of a dangerous game here at the back. Akliouche intercepts it. What are Fulham doing there at the back? Bloody hell, I tell you what, Leno, he has kept them in this game. Pino with another ball in, looking for Barry. Headed away, but back out to Yeremy Pino with the good ball in. And again, it's cleared away from the Fulham defence. Eric Bunham with the power shot. He scored one against Liverpool last season. And Leno yet again saves it for Fulham. A lot of space for Kevin to run into here for Fulham. Half an hour into this game now. Still 1-0 up. But Fulham now look to create the next big chance. Brantwaite can't intercept there. Here's Smith-Rowe. Good block. They still have it. Here's Kevin again. Oh, Eluwadi, what are you doing? Oh, great ball and a good save by Jordan Pickford. Called into action for the first time today. Eric Bunham. Here's Rooney. Oh, great ball. Pino on his home debut. Fantastic finish. Brilliant football. Yeremy Pino with his first goal in an Everton shirt. He has been absolutely brilliant in both the Leicester game and the first half of this game as well against Fulham. I really do feel like he is going to be an absolute superstar for us. Kai Rooney with a great ball there. Pino took his time. Really cool finish there. And we are 2-0 up here in our first home game of the season. You love to see it. Half-time whistle blows. 2 goals to the good here, playing some brilliant football. I want the floodgates to open though. I want to absolutely batter Fulham here. I've got nothing against Fulham, but I really, really want to send a huge statement to the rest of the Premier League and get as big a result as possible here against the Cottagers. Pino with a really good interception there. Plays it into Anthony Robinson, the former Fulham man. Can he see Barry? Yes, he can. Timing his runs a lot better in this game than he did in the Leicester game. Magnus now. KOBBIE Menu! Oh, he's had a bit of a quiet game so far, but he very nearly scored his first Everton goal there. So unlucky. Pino now to deliver this ball in. Barry wins it again, just over the bar from the Frenchman. There's Lukic now for Fulham into Raul Jimenez. He's got quite a lot of space to run into, but he's not the quickest player these days. Jimenez, it's a good ball in though, and Fulham do pull one back. Well, that was not in the script, and it really is against the run of play. Zanderberg pulls back a goal for Fulham. Let's try and make sure that it's only a consolation at best. Here's Robinson now again. Into Pino. Oh, good ball into Rooney, looking for Eric Bunham, who's making a lot of attacking runs at the moment, but not able to get on the end of any of them. And Mainoo's back there defending. Bloody hell, they've swapped positions. Good ball over the top there from Rodrigo Muniz, but El Awadi with a really good interception. Not really been any chances since that Fulham, hopefully, consolation goal. And as you can see there, lads, the games don't get any easier. Liverpool at Anfield in our third game of the season. Oh, but here's Rooney. Can we get our third goal of this game? Rooney, what a save by Leno. Oh, he's had an absolute blinder today. And you know what, lads? It's time. It's time to bring on Le Beast, Le Goat, Esteban Lepal for his Everton and Premier League debut. Hopefully, he can come on and score the goal that completely seals this game. Oh, I'll tell you what, Lepal with a bit of a nasty challenge there. He's only just come on the pitch. Please, please do not send him off. Oh my God, can you imagine if he gets sent off here on his Everton debut? Thank God it's only a yellow card. 4 minutes left. Fulham pushing a lot of men up forward now. We really need to ensure that we stay focused here. I'd be absolutely devastated if we concede an equaliser now. Oh, that's great football. Oh no. Oh, you've got to be joking. Rodrigo Muniz has gotten the equaliser. Oh, and after such a brilliant performance, 2 goals ahead, we may have just bottled it. And this, for me, would definitely be 2 points dropped. Oh, that is so frustrating. Oh, but it is a good finish. I have to give credit where it's due. Here's Magnus. Into Rooney. Alcaraz has come on for Mainoo. Rooney. Oh, I was looking for Lepal. He's gone over to Robinson. Are we overplaying it here slightly? Here's Alcaraz. Don't lose it. No. Oh, I don't bloody believe this. Win that, win that. Ref, no way! Oh, you can't blow the whistle there. To be fair, I don't think Lepal was going to get in the end of that. Oh, bloody hell, I'm losing my voice. After such a good performance, we end up bottling a 2-goal lead. So much for sending a bloody statement to the Premier League. We've sent the statement, alright. The statement is, you can't rely on us to hang on to a 2-goal lead. Oh, that's such a bitterly disappointing result here. Interesting transfer offer here from Chelsea. Now, I'm not going to accept it, but they've offered 24.2 million and Liam Delap as they look to sign Tierno Barry. Now, of course, I'm not accepting this, but I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about bringing Liam Delap into this team at some point. I don't know why. I just really feel like Everton would suit him down to the ground. So who knows? Maybe that's somebody we think about bringing in for the future. But lads, this is where I am going to leave it for this first episode of Season 2. And the first game in the next episode is a massive one as we travel to Anfield for the first Merseyside derby of our second season. Of course, we beat Liverpool both home and away last season. Can we repeat that feat here in Season 2? But lads, not only will that game be taking place in the next episode, we will also be playing our first Champions League game in this series. I am very, very excited for it. But that will do it, lads, for this first episode of Season 2 of the Everton Career Mode. It feels really good to be recording again, lads. I really did miss this. Look, I've had a bit of a tough time personally lately. As a lot of you will be aware, my grandmother recently passed away, so I took a bit of a break from recording. But honestly, lads, this channel has been such a great distraction for me. I can't thank you all enough for the support. Recently, we passed 700 subscribers, which means the absolute world to me. So thank you all for being a part of this journey and for help keeping my spirits up in what's been a very difficult time. If you did enjoy this episode, please do hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and I will talk to you all again on Wednesday for the next episode of the Everton Career Mode. Take care.